Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another activation. This one's going to be a little bit different than what I normally do. Normally, I hop in my truck and I drive down some dirt road way in the middle of nowhere to a state forest and then throw a backpack on and hike in, you know, a couple of miles to do an activation. I also said in my last video that while I'd done plenty of parks on the air activations, I'd never actually activated a park. Everything I'd ever done was a state forest. So I figured I'd change that today. So today I'm not on a dirt road. I came in on a nice paved road. I didn't drive my truck. Today I drove my car, which obviously I'm not going to take that thing down dirt roads. And I'm going to set up down here on one of these picnic tables. And today I'm at Shenango Valley State Park near Binghamton, New York. And I'm going to do a Parks on the Air activation here, and this will be my first actual park I will have ever activated. So like I said, I've done plenty of Parks on the Air activations, but I've never actually activated a park. So I'm using a radio that I've never used on camera before, but I've used all the time. I'm using a brand new antenna that I just got yesterday. We'll see how that works. So we'll do a little review of that, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set up on this picnic table over here. You can see my stuff on the table there. I'm going to go ahead and get my stuff set up. And once I'm set up, I'll hop back on. I'll explain what I'm going to do and we'll get rolling. So I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, so I'm at the picnic table now. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what radio and setup we're going to be using today. Like I said, I've used this radio a lot, but I haven't ever used it on camera. So I'm going to be using my KX2 today. And I've been using this kit lately. This is sort of my complete activation kit, so everything I need to do an activation is in this one little bag. So I'll open it up and show you what's inside. So obviously we've got the rig, right, our KX2, so that'll be the radio we're using today. In this bag we've also got our CW key and cable. I'm not going to be using this key today. I have a second key. This is one of the capacitive keys. This is one of the UC6 UAA capacitive keys for the KX2. That's just a backup key in case I need one. I have my, it's coming undone. I have my end-fed half-wave wire in here, along with the spark plug wire antenna for the end-fed half-wave. Again, I'm not going to use that antenna today, but I have it in the bag. That's in here all the time. I have an 8-ounce Weaver throw weight and 65 feet of cord for a throw line. Again, not going to need that today, but it's in here all the time. I've got just a BNC connector in case I need to whip up a random wire real quick if something goes wrong. And the antenna we're going to be running today is the Elecraft AX2. So we're going to be running this on 40 meters to start. So I have the 40 meter coil as well. So this particular antenna I've never done an activation with. I just got it yesterday. I played with it a little bit. It works okay. It's a compromise. We'll see how well it does. Here's the whip for the antenna. We've got our 90-degree BNC and the bipod for the antenna. Also in this pack we've got .15 feet of RG316. We've got our counterpoises for both 20 and 40 meters. We've got a pad, a pencil, headphones, and a power cable so I can run one of my Bioenno batteries if I want to. So I've got everything I need to do a complete activation in just this bag. The rig, multiple antennas, multiple keys, all my cords, my throw line, pencil, pad, you name it. Everything we need to do an activation is in this one pack. So when I go to do an activation, I can just grab this Elecraft bag and go. I don't need anything else. This is a standalone kit. So I'm going to put some of the stuff back in the pack. I'll get the radio set up. I'll get the antenna set up, and we'll get on the air and see what happens. I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so strike one against the AX2 here. When I was putting this together, the whip actually came apart. I don't know if you can see that, but it's split. Not super awesome. It took me a minute to get it back together again. I wasn't real excited about that, but I got it. So I have this issue with Elecraft stuff in general. The guts in this radio are great in a really chintzy case. This antenna is the same thing. It's a cool idea, but it's not put together terribly well. I mean, even the stud in the coil down here is not straight. So, you know, I mean, everybody sings the praises of Elecraft stuff, and I'm not trying to knock Elecraft, but I've found that the actual build quality, like the physical build quality of some of the stuff is not the greatest. You know, it just isn't. So anyway, I think I've got everything pretty much ready to go. I'll be back in just a second. I just want to tune everything up, make sure everything's good to go, and then we'll get rolling. Okay, so I think we're good to go. I've got everything tuned up. I might hit the tuner one more time just to make sure everything's good to go, but we've got it all tuned up. I'm using a pad to log on to, or a dedicated sheet to log on today instead of a little pad because I have more room to work with. So let's see, make sure we can see everything in the camera. The table's a little damp today, that's why I've got this sheet down, because it's kind of damp. It rained a lot last night. So I think I've got everything pretty much set up. I'd like to get this activation done as quickly as I can, just because this place is going to get busy real fast. So I'm going to call CQ, and we will see if we get spotted by the RBN. If we don't, I'll go ahead and spot myself, but let's see what happens. You know what, I better turn that side tone up. You guys won't be able to hear it. All right, I think we're good. Let's see what happens here. See if we get spotted on the RBN. And again, I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, this antenna is quite a compromise, so I'm hoping that we can get out. Yesterday I was able to hunt Bill Brown K4NYM in Florida from New York with this antenna, so hopefully it works. Okay, I just got spotted on ham alert, so that means I should be spotted on POTA. And it is early, so I don't know how many hunters are going to be up yet. We'll see. It's currently 7:42 a.m. But I'm getting spotted. I mean, there's the RBN. I'm getting spotted as far down as like Raleigh, so. What? I heard an A. Yep. Yep. MA. Got it. $229. Connecticut. All right, that one I know. That'll be Virginia. He always comes in strong. 559. Whoa. I think I heard a W8 in there. WND. Three, 3, 9. Michigan. Anybody? So we got 3 real quick, and I know there's... Oh. And 8. Five, 2, 9. Michigan. U. Massachusetts. J. Heard an O. NM80. Oh, he faded. 579. Ohio. Now, I will say that I'm running 10 watts today. Normally I run 5 watts with this radio, but with this antenna, I figured I'd better run 10, so we're at 6. We only need 4 more to have a valid activation. Now, I do have a second radio, and I have multiple antennas with me, so if this antenna doesn't work out too well, I can swap antennas. I actually have the FX4CR with me, so I can run 20 watts, because conditions haven't been great lately, and I figured worst comes to worst, if I have to swap radios, I will, but... And I will say that once I modified this key, it's way better. It is taking a little bit getting used to because it's super light now. I might have to adjust it up a little bit. In fact, I'll do that now. I don't like my SWR. It's a little high. Let me tune this up one more time. No, it just says 1 to 1. All right, we'll see what happens here. Like I said, we got, what, 6 in the log? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. All right. Michigan? Lots of Michigan. Seven, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 3 more. So, I mean, as chintzy as this whip may be, I already ordered 2 more this morning when that broke. So the antenna works good. It's a little chintzy, but it gets the job done. So I can't complain. Well, I can because it fell apart the second time I used it, but I think that's just a flaw of this particular antenna whip. So. I mean, for what it is, it's an antenna that fits in the palm of your hand and works on, I mean, I'm running 40 meters. Oops. Like I said, I might have this paddle a little too light now. Let me back you guys up a little bit better so you can see a little bit. Might have this paddle a little too light. Sending errant dits and stuff. See what the RBN spots look like. Yeah, so I'm getting out of North Carolina still, over to Massachusetts, out to Ohio. I think I got that wrong. S, W, J? He's hard to hear. P, key, K4SP, gotcha. Virginia? All right, 2 more. So we need to get to here. So far, the antenna's working better than I expected it to. Like I said, I did a little hunting with it yesterday. It worked okay. My RBN spots actually on 20 were pretty good, especially in the evening. I was getting over to Europe and stuff on this little tiny antenna, so I can't complain with that. For what it is, I mean, the whole thing fits inside that pack. I mean, it fits in the palm of your hand, so. Aside from that whip issue, which it's a cheesy whip, and, you know, that stud isn't quite straight. Aside from that, it works well. But I'm back to that whole Elecraft's external build quality is kind of meh, but their stuff works really well. I mean, the internals of this radio are phenomenal, so. I said it before, it's like putting a Ferrari engine in a Chevette, right? I mean, that thing works amazing, but the actual chassis of this thing is kind of, I don't know. It's not amazing, but the guts are phenomenal, so that's the part that matters. Come on, folks, we need 2 more. I really don't want to have to switch bands. I can, on this antenna, I can only run 20 and 40. It's awfully early to run 20. If I got to run 30 or something, I have to switch antennas entirely, which I don't want to have to do. W2TP. There he is. New Jersey? There he is. Okay. A lot of weird fading and stuff going on today. Like I said, band conditions have been kind of strange lately. They were pretty good yesterday, and then we had a solar flare last night. The sun shouldn't be causing too much havoc yet because it's still so early, but they've been weird lately. Need 1 more. Once I get my 10, maybe I'll hop over to 20 and see what happens. Oh. Heard an XLS. N3 XLS. He's way down there. .339 Pennsylvania. All right, so I got my 10. I'd like to get a couple more. We'll call CQ a few more times here on 40 and see what happens. If nothing pans out, we'll switch to 20 for a minute and see what happens. Like I said, all in all, this antenna works pretty well considering what it is. There's somebody in there. No, I lost him. Well, we'll call CQ one or two more times, and then if nothing pans out, like I said, maybe I'll swap counterpoises. Excuse me, take the 40 meter coil off of this thing and call CQ a couple times in 20 and see if we get any bites. Like I said, it's awfully early for 20, but we might. All right, last time. All right, I'm not here. Oh. JP. Man, he's fading bad. I think that was New York. He was hard to understand. I think that was K2MJP. When I play the video back, I'll see if I can hear it, but he was way down there, and then he faded way out, and then he came back in. But I think he set New York, but it was awfully hard to tell. Let's see, that was 12:05 Zulu, so it's 8:05 a.m. All right, I'll call CQ one more time. If I don't get anything, we'll swap to 20 meters and see what happens. There's no guarantees we'll get anything on 20. Like I said, it's awfully early for 20 meters, but we'll try. Yeah, we'll give it one more shot. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll shut the radio up. Actually, let me say I'm QSYing. That was dumb. Just in case anybody's listening. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll stop the recording for a second. I will swap counterpoises. I'll take the 40 meter coil off of this thing. We'll hop on 20. We'll see what happens. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so I am back. I swapped counterpoises. I took the 40 meter coil off of the antenna. We'll go ahead and fire this thing up. And I think what I'll do is I will I'll spot myself instead of waiting for the RBN to do it. Call QRL a couple times. I listened to this frequency for a minute and I didn't hear anything, but I think we're good. Phone's causing interference. Going to the spots here. Find myself and we will K2MJP. Yep, that was correct. M3XLS, yep. Well spotted me. MD, KQ4CW. Yep, okay. So let me respot myself here. We will go to 14059 CW and spot. Get my phone away from the radio. There we go. And again, I'm not sure how much action we're going to get on 20. It is super early this morning for 20 still, so it's only 8:15. Ooh, the phone's not making friends with the radio. Make sure I mark that as being 20 meters. What I want to see is if I get spotted on the RBN or not. See what happens here. I haven't yet. Like I said, it's super early for 20 and we'll see what happens. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. did. Way up in Canada. Way up in Canada, but I did get spotted on 20, so it's getting out. So we'll see what happens. There we go. K-2032. He's way down there. .229. Man, I can't even hardly make him out. I lost him. Man, he was way down there. At the very end there, he faded out. I missed part of the state. I've worked him before though, so. Sometimes they're really hard to pull out. That one was tough. 229 was probably generous too. I'm not even sure if that'll come out on camera. So I'm only gonna call CQ a couple of times on 20. Like I said, 20 is probably not gonna be that amazing this morning, but I figured I'd give it a shot. And you can see how tiny this antenna is now. I mean, that whole antenna is only 2 inches long without the whip. It's tiny. So, I mean, in that aspect, it's amazing. So all in all, like I said, aside from the whip coming apart on me, which isn't in the grand scheme of things a huge deal, I'm pretty satisfied with it. Like I said, the build quality is not incredible. It's not horrible, but it's not incredible. But it works, and it is tiny, so. We'll call CQ 1 or 2 more times. All right, last time. All right, I'm not hearing anything, so I'm gonna I'll go ahead and call QRT. Okay, so let's talk briefly about my thoughts. So, the antenna works surprisingly well for as small as this thing is. That whip is only a couple of feet long, maybe 3 feet. It might be a meter, that's pushing it. I mean, the coil, you can see how small that thing is. It's literally like 2 inches. The 40 meter coil is not that big either. It's maybe, I don't know, 6-7 inches long. The entire thing fits in the palm of your hand. Like I said, I wasn't super excited about the fact that the whip came apart on me. I can't tell where it was, but it popped apart. Oh, it was right here. So if you look, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's split. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the whip is split right there, and this whole thing pulled apart when I extended it. Now I saw yesterday that it was split when I got it out of the package. but I was real gentle with it this morning, taking it apart, and it came apart on me anyway. So, like I said, all in all, pretty impressed with the antenna. Like I said, aside from the few build quality issues, which, like I said, I have that issue with Elecraft in general. Their stuff works amazing. The guts are amazing. The external build quality is always kind of mediocre, I've found. But this radio works so well, I can deal with the fact that the case looks like it was made out of, you know, Legos. The antenna, like I said, for the quirks and the fact that it came apart on me. I mean, these whips are $9 a piece, so I just ordered 2 more while I was sitting at the table before I started recording again. Not a huge deal. For how small it is and how well it works, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Not super expensive. I think it was like 79 bucks. I think, and then I think the other whip was like, or I'm sorry, the other coil I think was like 59 bucks. I forget how much the bipod was, but it wasn't very much. All in all, pretty impressed. Like I said, if you've got one of these CW Morse billet aluminum pocket paddles, I would strongly recommend that you take it apart and cut a coil off the spring for the tension. Even removing the tension spring doesn't take enough tension off this thing to make it pleasant to use. But if you take that spring out, cut a coil off of it, put that screw back in, adjust your tension up right. I also found that if you loosen the 2 nylock nuts just a tiny bit that hold the paddles on, it's really nice to send on. Now this thing's very, very nice to send on. I was not a huge fan of it when I got it. It was awfully stiff and it felt like kind of muddy. Now it feels amazing. So all in all, not a bad activation. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little bit. Like I said, that AX2, thumbs up. Even with the falling apart whip, I'll still give it a thumbs up. It got the job done. I got 12 contacts in the log. So yeah, all in all, can't complain. All right, folks, so thank you for being with me for my very first activation at an actual park. Like I said, I'm at Shenango Valley State Park near Binghamton, New York. This is my first park I ever activated. So I appreciate you being with me. Probably next time I'll be back in a state forest. That's sort of my natural habitat is out in the woods. So at any rate, folks, I really appreciate you watching. And I'll see you on the next one. 7-3.